Alright guys, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Attack of the B Team. I got some news to share with you guys, and I don't know if you guys will be happy about it or a little angry about it, but I'm stopping the Attack of the B Team series. No, kidding. I just wanted to let you guys know that off camera, I did a little bit of work. The old house that we were at, it just didn't feel like we were there for a few episodes, and I know this series hasn't been going that long. This is only episode 16, and I don't know how far I'm going to go with it, but I know it's not going to stop anytime soon. But, that said, the old house, I call it the old house, I probably just gave it away, but the old house, it just wasn't doing it. It just wasn't doing it for me. It was taking way too long to get the house up and running, and I had this old villager house that I was living in for the longest time. I put sludge around the other one. It's just, ugh. So, I moved. This design of the house, it was very late at night, so I couldn't do this on camera. But I started, it's the same design, like it's underground, like my house is underground. And I have a time lapse of me making a sorting system, which was designed by Generic B. And I have some things that I want to add to it in the future, but don't ask about this. These are just, what are these things called? Biofossil. You find them in the ground. They're just stuff. Anyway, so I just started moving everything back. Like, let me just give you a brief tour. So, here is our new little home. Now, this design was inspired by Catapus Gaming. So, as usual, he's going to be in the description. He's never not in the description. This design was inspired by him, and I hope you guys really like it. It's oak wood, redwood, and spruce. I think that's combined with it. And we just got a bed, an old furnace, a chest, nothing in it, and a crafting station. And this I found was pretty cool. It's from Open Blocks. All this stuff's from Open Blocks. It's when you apply a redstone signal to an XP shower with a tank of liquid XP behind it, it actually pours out XP. And then when you don't want it, you can just stand on top of this drain with tanks below it, and it sucks it back out and puts it here. Now I have these pipes going through hollow oak wood slabs through this house. I made a new pick. This was my old one. I made one that just had a lot more durability on it, because I remember I made this in the first, not gonna say couple episodes, I think it was like 4 or 5 episodes in I made this, so I kind of just displaying that around the house. And this is the sorting system, so I can right click this, and I can see all my stuff, which is so great. This helps so much with crafting. And just down here is the house is just down there. So another thing that I want to tell you is that I'm actually going to move today is a door. So these are covers. There's some wiring behind them. Let me just give you a brief look at that. So there's just a little bit of alloy wire connected to the drawbridges. Now I'm going to move them 1 block closer. So I can do that in like 2 seconds. Just because I kind of want this to be just like we had with the other house. I kind of want it to be a little secret. So I haven't done much. I just kind of hollowed out all of it. I think this place is going to thrive a lot more than the other one. So this episode, not only in a couple minutes am I going to show you the time lapse of me making the sorting system, but I'm also going to come up with a tutorial of how to make it, and then we're going to come up with a design for the wall, and the floor and the ceiling. So that's what's going to happen this episode. So let me just give you a brief tour of what's going to go on. So down here is all the chests connected with pipes. You'll see me making this in the time lapse in just a couple minutes. And I'm not sure quite what's going to be down here more. Just beyond this is a cave, which I get some resources from. In here, I don't know if this will happen between this episode or next, or this episode. This in here is going to be the machine room. And I had to do this off camera because I need power. So this is the coal generation, which I have back up and running just over here. Coal, 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 coal. It's all back. And you can even hear it getting chopped down. Fantastic. Alright, so that's that. And then in here, I'm going to move these back a couple more blocks, but this is going to be the witch spawners, and this is going to be the auto spawner, and the two of them are going to fall down into one killing chamber, or I could turn one off and one on, or one on and one off. We can figure that out. But this episode is just designing the walls and how it's going to look. So, yeah. So that's the house. I hope you guys don't mind that I moved off camera. It's just the old house, like I said, wasn't quite doing it for me. So, I'm going to let that time-lapse run. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. No, I'm going to let that time-lapse run. There's going to be a little bit of music over it, so it's not just boring. Because the voices in it, I was talking briefly, just talking to Catapus as well via Skype. So, I muted it, the voices, and put music over it, just because the voices would be like... If you haven't ever sped up something, they're really high-pitched and fast. So, I'm going to let that roll. You can see how all this got set up. This I didn't do on camera. This was just kind of a small little, cute little project. But yeah, so I'm going to move the door, and I'll let that run, and I'll see you guys in a minute. welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm just looking at some stuff for the walls. We actually only have a good 5 minutes left of this episode, but I'm gonna cut it in and just make the wall design look pretty good. So I moved the drawbridge. So now it's right here. Very fancy. So very quickly, just how this works: you click an item, you tell how much you want it, and submit. It's very cool. And this, you can just put anything in it, and then it goes into the hopper and into the system, or you can stand on the pressure plate and freeze the hopper in case you don't want anything to go in. Okay, so that said, let's make some of these, which are factory blocks. Ooh, factory blocks, which I'm going to be using for the floor and wall. So now you make these, and then you can chisel them into these, which are very, very cool. And I think Catapus Gaming is coming out with an Attack the B Team, and he's doing something similar to this, but I'm not going to make the same design as he is. So, let's get... How many did you need? So let's get 8 iron and 8 stone. So this is how this works, by the way. I love it. So you click it, you go 8, submit, and it looks like we only have 1 stone. So we're just going to go 1 for that, and then 7 of that. We'll just have to smelt it up. So, again, I said I might just cut this into separate pieces just because there's only a good 5 minutes left of the episode. So, I'm going to smelt this up, and we're going to make some factory blocks. Alright, factory blocks. Let's get a good 60 of those. 64. I can count. Okay, so what I was thinking of this is having it here. Ooh, mobs. I was thinking of having them here, and what's really cool about these is they connect. But I don't quite like this texture. Well, let's try out some other textures. We'll try out that one. It's kind of cool how they place down and you can hear that. Anyway, let's try out just different ones. Let's get all these back. I love the hammer. Alright, let's get 16 of one kind. So let's just look around here. See what we got. Let's try out that. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It's got a smooth sort of look to it. I think we're going to go with that. And then with the wall, to get these factory blocks here, you might have seen it. I'm only going to get a few, just so you can see what they look like. Yep. Switch. Oh, it's in my hand, that's why. So they look like this, and they're really cool. So maybe with these... So I don't really know what I'm going to do with this yet, but I think that just gave me an idea for a wall. Now, the walls will easily be changed in the future, but I've just got an idea for it that I might like. And off camera, I'm going to, you know, like make all the walls. That could be pretty cool. Like, just make it look like a factory sort of area. I like it. Here, you know what? Let's take these. Make more of these smooth guys. There we go. And then, here, what about like the other part though? Because then those would be beside each other. So what if I did this? And then the big rooms, I'd have to figure it out because a huge pattern over it might not look too good. So where did these go? It could just be sort of checkered. Well, I'll have to mess around with it. Give me a couple minutes. I'll just mess around with it, and I'll see if I get anything that I like, and I'll be back with you guys. Alright, so I've been messing around with this for a little bit, and I like the floor so far. I've done this with the floor, and I think I need to use kind of different blocks for this, like just for the wall. Because I think the floor and the ceiling should be the same, but I think the walls should be different kinds of maybe factory blocks, or just something that looks completely different, pretty much. Because I think we're using a little too many of them at this point, but I'll mess around with this between this episode and next. But it does look like I have to get going. What are these? Whoa. Ooh, those are kind of cool. But it looks like I'm going to have to get going, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you're not angry at me for, I don't know if you would be, but I kind of like how this is turning out, but I think it's a little too many of these factory blocks, so I'll mess around with this between this episode and next. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out Catapult Gaming's channel. He's got a lot of good stuff going on there. And I hope to see you guys in the next episode. This episode felt really short. I guess it was 15 minutes for you guys. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Did I forget anything? No. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.